Thrilling Stories presents Identity Theft, Episode 1.
I don't recognize my own face in the mirror. That's supposed to be a metaphor, but not for me. That face, the one staring back at me, belongs to somebody else. The stark, white padded walls surrounding me. They didn't believe me. Why would you? I should probably start at the beginning. That's how these things usually start, right? So I woke up in an alley next to a pool of my own vomit. It wasn't the first time. Shit. The sky had a pre-dawn glow that turned the clouds to cotton candy pink. In my head, I felt like I heard a wildebeest took a shortcut through my ears. Damn. Mugged. Keys, wallet, my watch. The watch Nadia gave me for our 5th wedding anniversary, all gone. I'm as good as dead. I figured I'd best go home and face the music. If I could just figure out where I am. Well, once I got my bearings, the 2-mile walk to my house felt like 20. How long had I laid in that alley? Looking around from the lack of pedestrians and the light, I figured it was maybe a little past 6 in the morning. Mark, you got some splaining to do. We bought our house 15 years ago. I was gainfully employed then, a rising star at the paper. It seems like a million years ago. Thankfully, we kept an extra key under the Angelonia planter. Of course, it's not there. Nadia! Nadia, open up! What the hell's going on with my throat? Damn. It felt like I'd swallowed a quart of battery acid. Nadia, honey! Damn it. I looked up the driveway. Her car was gone. Where would she be at this time in the morning? For crying out loud. By now, a few people were milling about. Working stiffs. I used to be one. Now I'm nobody, and nobody's home. Nothing to do but go to Starbucks and wait for Nadia to get back. I looked over my shoulder, and what do I see? Some of New Orleans' finest. Well, surely they're not looking for me, right? Although, they sure seem to be following me.
Morning.
Officer.
You mind telling me what you're doing?
Not a thing. Just walking.
Put your hands on your head.
Come on. I've had a rough day. Please.
Gonna get a lot rougher if you don't comply, Bubba.
I knew better than to argue. I placed my hands on my head. My name is Mark Tompkins. I live here. Right back there.
Got any ID?
Well, no, I was mugged. They took every...
You reported?
Well, no, I didn't report it.
Why's that?
Look, you know who I am, right?
Yeah, I know.
As a journalist, I had my fair share of run-ins with the law.
Turn around, hands behind your back.
He was none too gentle, slapping on the cuffs. This is bullshit.
You're under arrest.
What for?
Vagrancy, loitering, trespassing. Watch your head.
I live right there. I knew the 8th District HQ well. It wasn't the first time I'd been there. It wouldn't be the last. You see, you don't piss off the cops in the Big Easy and not pay the piper. Oh, I knew a lot of the cops in the 8th. I don't remember ever seeing this guy. The suit was nice, expensive. Shoes were Bruno Magli's. And he was young. Maybe 30, maybe. He had a thick file. I tried to take a peek, but that was a no-go. He sat there thumbing through the file, ignoring me. Hello? Hey.
What do you know, Joe?
I know that you've made a big mistake.
Neighbor says you were sneaking around an empty house on St. Patrick's, peeking into windows and acting suspiciously.
Yeah, except that
What were you doing there?
I'll talk slower. I live there.
Don't fuck around, Joe.
Look, officer.
Detective Young.
Coincidence or irony? Detective Young. But my head is killing me. Either charge me or let me get the hell out of here. He looked at me again. Cat and canary. But who is who?
I'm keeping a very close watch on you.
I can go?
Of course. It was your house, right?
He gestured for the door. I didn't hesitate. I sure as hell didn't want to be around when he changed his mind. My throat, my head. Felt like Khaleesi's dragons had taken up residence and weren't too happy about the accommodations. And it wasn't just my head that was complaining. I saw the door to the men's room. Just down the hall, I made a dash for it. Jeez. I made it. But just barely. I stood there for a moment, waiting to see if another wave might rise to the surface. But I guess whatever poison I'd ingested had gone back into hiding. My head was bowed as I lurched to the sink and I turned on the cold water, splashed my face. I grabbed for the paper towels, and that's when I first saw it. There was somebody else staring at me. What the? I looked behind me, and then I slowly turned back to the mirror. I am Mark Tompkins. I'm a 37-year-old guy. I have brown hair. I'm 5'11". The man in the mirror was not me. He was older, at least 50. His hair was dyed jet black. And yet, when I turned, he turned. When I blinked, he blinked. I was alone in the bathroom, but I wasn't alone with myself. I was alone with a stranger. I know that must sound crazy. It sounded bonkers AF to me. But either I'd lost touch with reality, I was just having some sort of massive hallucination, or what? This is some Freaky Friday shit.
Hey, watch it there, pal. What? Hey, Joe! Detective Young, who was that? Was that Bamati?
Oh, yeah?
What was he doing here?
Patrol picked him up for loitering. Lester, where are you going?
Crap. Gone.
I didn't know where to go, what to do. I just ran. Blindly, without direction. People I passed, they were just blurs. Shapeless, faceless blurs. What the hell? It was way too real to be a dream. Could it be a hallucination? Maybe. I can't think. Goddamn headache. Hey, maybe it was a brain tumor. Yeah, that would make sense. The smell of cafe au lait and beignets was wafting through the French Quarter. It reminded me I hadn't eaten since lunch the day before. In that moment, yesterday seemed like a lifetime ago, and maybe it was. I couldn't just stand there. Naughty. She'll know what to do. Go home. Sleep this off. Whatever this is. And Naughty will know. Yeah. She'll know.
Identity Theft, Episode 1. Directed by Marylin Hebert. Produced by Brian Herskowitz and Marylin Hebert. Written by Brian Herskowitz. With Brian Herskowitz as Mark. Jack Sneed as police officer. Robin Collins as Detective Young. James Cotton as Lester. Music by Leonard Wolf.